Module 1, goal setting. This is the second video. And in this, I'm going to be teaching you a concept called the wheel. So it's the wheel of life. So what you're going to do is you're going to get out a piece of paper. You're going to draw a circle very simply. I like this formula for goal setting because it looks at the 7 main areas of life. Now, there are many different versions. Actually, even myself, when I teach this in classes, I use a slightly different version. But for the purposes of this course, I like starting here because there's 7 areas and they're the main areas, they're key areas, and it simplifies where you want to set goals. Because in business and in life, what people do sometimes is they get caught up in one area. Now, I know for myself personally, one of the reasons for my success is I've always looked at life in trying to maximize every area. Now, this will make more sense as we go along. So draw a circle, this is the wheel. At the top, we're going to put spiritual, right? And what spirituality means is completely unique to you. It could mean going to church. It could mean working on your business. It's anything that brings you peace and harmony. Video games can bring you peace and harmony as far as I'm concerned. I don't care, but we're going to write that word down. Spiritual. How connected are you to a higher source of information? Then we have mental. So mental can encompass your mental genius. It can encompass your mental state. I like to keep this one objective and more focus on the mental genius. So you acquiring knowledge, you dedicating time to learning, dedicating time to watching these videos, dedicating time to leveling up your skills and your mind mentally. We have your financial life, which is, by the way, different than your business and career. Now, in this area, I write business and career because as far as I'm concerned, you either have the business of having a career or the career of having a business. So I'll get more into that as this course goes along. But if you do run a business, just note that your career is to run that business. And if you're in someone else's business, you have a business of having a great career. So you want to perform regardless. And yeah, finances is basically how you manage resources that come your way because it's not always about earning more money. Sometimes it's about spending less and having better habits. So we've got so far spiritual, mental, financial, business and career. Then we've got our health. We have our family life. And finally, we have our social networks, our friends, the people who are essentially there for us in life, our circle, the 5 closest people to you. And often, and the people who you lead as well. So this could also be clients, but quite often you are the summary of the 5 closest people to you. So I'm just going to hold this up. This is what it looks like. We've got our 7 areas. Now what we're going to do from here, I want you to rate yourself in each area on this piece of paper that you've just drawn out. So let's say, for example, spirituality. It's anything that brings you peace and harmony. So how do you rate your spiritual life at the moment? Out of 1 to 10. Just go on gut feel alone. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you're only comparing you to the best version of you right now. Not the version of you in 10 years, but the version of you that you can see, the ideal you, right? Give yourself a rating. So you might say the spiritual version, the best right now, you might rate yourself, say, a 7, right? I'm just going to write down 7. How well is your mental development? Are you dedicating time to learning or are you just playing video games and watching Netflix and going out for coffees and talking and not really dedicating any time to learning? So what do you rate your mental capacity, your mental genius right now? Are you actively going out and learning things? So give it a rating. I'm just going to say on this one, I'm going to rate, because you've bought this course, you've made time to watch these videos, I'm going to rate you an 8, right? Financial, you might rate yourself, let's just say a 5. You've got some habits to fix up there. Business and career, let's just put you down a 7. Health, you're a trainer, so I'm guessing you make a lot of time, so you're probably an 8 or 9. Family, everyone's different. Everyone has a different family. Let's just go with 7 for family. Social, maybe you're a 5. You want to improve your social networks. So we do this, right? We've got our ranking. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line that roughly approximates this, the wheel being full, right? So 7, then 8's a little bit bigger. 5 would be down here. We've got another 7 there. And then we've got an 8, which is a bit bigger. Probably did that one a little too high, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, folks, and that's halfway through. So then what I'm going to draw is this is going to become a wheel, right? So this wheel, imagine it's a very odd looking wheel, right? It's a very odd looking wheel. So imagine putting that wheel onto a bike. You're going to have a very bumpy road. So what you need to do, and I know this course is about business, but I can't just wash over this, right? You want to empower every area, and often these areas do relate to each other. So for example, if you're not doing things that bring you peace and harmony, business will feel like a drag. If you don't have the social circle and the social network and people to share your success with, you can have all the money in the world, but feel really empty. You making time to learn more mentally will enhance your financial and business success, no doubt, and will enhance your career. Your health, obviously, you want to have health, because if you're in bed sick all day and you don't have the vitality to enjoy any of it, it's going to be a roadblock. And family life, that can bring you peace and harmony too, and have stability when you go home and have those great networks and people who you can rely on. No man is an island, as that old saying goes. So you want to develop these areas. So the next question to ask is, if I was to be a 10, what has to happen for me to be a 10? Now, I'm going to use the area of mental. So you might just give yourself some dot points, right? So currently you're an 8, and it might be, well, I need to study. For me to be a 10 mentally, I need to study for 1 hour a day, right? You might just write study 1 hour a day. It could be, I need to commit to reading 1 book a month, right? So you write that down. Read 1 book a month, okay? Financially, you're a 5. What's the goal? What are you looking at? You might say, well, I want to have $10,000 in savings. So you write that on the side of the wheel, right? So then you put, say, a savings plan in place to get that $10,000. I'm going to commit to saving $100 a week, right? Whatever it is. Business and career, I want to have 40 clients at X rate. You write all of this down. You go through the wheel. Health-wise, it might be committing to training 5 days a week, for example. Family-wise, it might be about calling, making contact with your mum, your dad, your brother, sister, your extended family every 2 weeks, once a week, whatever that is for you. Socially, it could be asking that person to go for coffee, reaching out your hand and becoming closer with people, making time through your week to connect with people. So you go through this wheel, you set your goals. For bonus, what you can do is, in the previous video, I taught you the be, do, have. You can list the be, do, have in each of these areas. So who is the person that you want to be in the area of mental development? What is it that you want to do? And ultimately, what is it that you want to have? With your business and career, same thing. Who do you want to be in the area of business and career? What do you want to do? What do you want to have?